In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 11, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. McNeese State versus Alabama. The McNeese State Cowboys, recognized as one of the leading mid-major teams across the country, are set to face a formidable challenge as they travel to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, currently ranked number 2 in the nation. This high-stakes matchup pits a determined McNeese team against a Crimson Tide squad with national title aspirations, promising an intriguing clash between a prominent mid-major and a top-tier powerhouse in college basketball. In their season opener, the Cowboys suffered a surprising defeat at the hands of South Dakota State, falling 80-73 despite being heavily favored. Meanwhile, Alabama enters this game on the heels of 2 consecutive home victories and aims to extend its winning streak with a 3rd victory on Monday night. Notably, McNeese head coach Will Wade and Alabama's Nate Oates are no strangers, having previously faced each other when Wade coached LSU before stepping down due to a recruiting scandal. This game adds another chapter to their coaching rivalry, and it will be fascinating to see which coach comes out on top in this tactical battle on the sidelines in Alabama's home arena. When analyzing the on-court matchup, Alabama appears to have some distinct advantages, especially around the perimeter. McNeese, which plays with a smaller lineup, particularly in the front court, compensates by employing an aggressive defensive style that focuses on packing the paint to deter opponents from attacking the rim. However, this approach could be challenging to sustain against a Crimson Tide team known for its exceptional shooting talent. Alabama's perimeter threats, such as Mark Sears, lateral right cell, Aiden Hallway, and Laburn Fillon, make it risky for McNeese to leave open shooters on the outside. Even though the Cowboys prioritize protecting the interior, Alabama's size advantage is likely to give them a decisive edge on the boards. Last season, McNeese ranked a lowly 254th in defensive rebounding, a weakness they don't seem to have addressed this year. Alabama's big men, including Cliff Omoruyi and Grant Nelson, are well positioned to dominate the glass and potentially put up impressive rebounding numbers in this matchup. With the Crimson Tide currently favored by a significant margin of -20.5 points, there may be some skepticism about the line, as it could reflect an overreaction to McNeese's upset loss in their first game. However, the matchup does favor Alabama on the perimeter, where the Crimson Tide's shooters could be too much for McNeese to contain. While the Cowboys have shown some perimeter capabilities on offense, Alabama's defense has improved noticeably this season, making a blowout win for the Tide possible. There's a slight chance Alabama might start slow offensively, which could open up an opportunity to grab a smaller spread if betting live. For those more comfortable with the full spread, Nate Oates has an impressive 18-8 record as a double-digit non-conference favorite, suggesting the large spread may not be an issue. Alabama opened its season with a comfortable win, though they encountered some difficulty against Arkansas State in their previous game, ultimately winning but failing to cover the spread. On the other hand, McNeese opened its season with a hard-fought loss to South Dakota State, though their second game against a non-Division I opponent doesn't provide much additional insight. This game is unlikely to feature much defense, and Alabama will likely aim to bounce back with a sharper overall effort. For those looking to wager the Alabama Crimson Tide to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Through 2 games, the Cowboys have been averaging an impressive 92 points per game while allowing 68.5 points, alongside averages of 36.5 rebounds and 18.5 assists per game. Meanwhile, Alabama has been scoring at an even higher clip with 99 points per game, while allowing 66.5 points and averaging 52.5 rebounds and 17 assists per game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. University of Missouri-Kansas City versus Iowa State. The University of Missouri-Kansas City Roos and the Iowa State University Cyclones face off in a college basketball matchup this Monday, taking place at the Hilton Coliseum. This game promises to be an intriguing contest as the Cyclones look to assert their strength early in the season. University of Missouri-Kansas City's performance in their season opener was certainly impressive. However, it's essential to keep in mind the level of competition they faced, which was relatively weak. While the Roos appeared to have multiple playmakers in that first game, there's reason to question if that was more a product of the opponent's weakness than an indicator of University of Missouri-Kansas City's true talent level. Iowa State, on the other hand, has already demonstrated their defensive prowess, allowing only 44 points in their first game, and their defense is expected to continue performing strongly, especially in a high-energy game on their home court. The University of Missouri-Kansas City Roos have yet to face a high-caliber opponent, which could pose a significant challenge in this game. Moving up to a much higher level of competition, the Roos are likely to feel the difference as they take on one of the top programs in the nation. The Iowa State Cyclones, regarded as one of the strongest teams in college basketball this season, have serious championship aspirations. With many key players from last season's successful team returning and some talented newcomers joining the roster, Iowa State is formidable on both ends of the court. The Cyclones have a history of dominating home games, and given their depth and experience, they are expected to handle this matchup with confidence. It's likely we'll see another decisive performance from them tonight. Iowa State's offensive unit is also expected to put on a strong showing. They have a well-rounded and experienced team that should be able to handle the Roos' defense effectively, enabling them to not only win but also cover the spread as favorites. For a full game prediction, the Iowa State Cyclones to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The University of Missouri-Kansas City Roos currently boast an impressive offensive average, scoring 107.5 points per game with a shooting percentage of 51.5%, while limiting opponents to just 52 points on 35.4% shooting. They have been solid from beyond the arc, hitting 36.2% of their three-point shots, and are shooting 72% from the free throw line. Defensively, University of Missouri-Kansas City has allowed opponents to shoot only 27.1% from three-point range and is averaging 50 rebounds per game, giving them a strong presence on the boards. Meanwhile, the Iowa State Cyclones are averaging 83 points per game on 47.5% shooting, while holding their opponents to 44 points on 37.3% shooting. The Cyclones have not been as strong from three-point range, hitting only 23.8%, but they are making 75.9% of their free throws. Iowa State's defense has been particularly effective at limiting three-point attempts, allowing only 8.3% shooting from beyond the arc, and they are pulling down an average of 36 rebounds per game. Based on these numbers, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Central Michigan versus Marquette. On Monday, we're diving into a college basketball clash in the Rust Belt as the Central Michigan Chippewas go up against the Marquette Golden Eagles. Let's take a look at the strengths of each team and make a prediction based on what we know so far this season. Marquette has started the season on a high note, boasting a 2-0 record after securing victories against George Mason and Stony Brook. These initial performances have shown that this Golden Eagles squad shares the hallmarks of previous Marquette teams, with a high-octane offense and a preference for an up-tempo style of play. On the other hand, Central Michigan has split their first two games, with a close win over South Alabama and a tight 1-point loss to Stony Brook. It's rare to see two teams with a shared opponent after only a week of play, and this shared experience likely contributed to the spread being set around 30 points in Marquette's favor. This spread is quite high, and with that in mind, the Central Michigan Chippewas to cover Tay spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Analyzing these teams further, Marquette, under head coach Shaka Smart, is a roster largely developed in-house, with no major players coming through the transfer portal this season. While Marquette lost two standout players to the NBA draft, the team retained 8 key contributors from last season, including top scorer Cam Jones. This continuity should make Marquette a strong contender for the NCAA tournament. Notably for this matchup, they play at a fast pace and have been putting up impressive scoring numbers. Central Michigan, in contrast, faced significant roster turnover in the offseason due to the transfer portal, losing 6 of their top 7 scorers from last season. Although they've added several transfers to fill those gaps, this team may not be equipped to keep pace with Marquette's talent. However, it seems likely that the Chippewas will attempt to match Marquette's speed, and if they can generate some offensive momentum, this game could turn into a lopsided, high-scoring affair. Marquette enters this game looking for a third straight win to maintain their unbeaten start, and they've impressed by averaging 92 points per game while holding opponents to just 63 and 62 points, respectively, in their first two contests. Central Michigan, meanwhile, is coming off a tough loss to Stony Brook, though they currently have a slight edge in shooting percentage over Marquette. A few things are clear about Marquette. They are a high-powered offensive team that thrives on a fast pace. This game will likely see Marquette pushing the tempo and racking up points. Central Michigan's offense may be able to keep up with this rhythm to some extent, allowing them to find some scoring success of their own. I anticipate a final score in the range of 85 to 65, which would exceed the projected game total. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.